Hello, my name is Martyr, and this is Let's Play Antisquad. Antisquad is a tactical turn-based strategy game, guys. The primary obvious point of reference would be games like XCOM, Jagged Alliance 2. You get the basic idea. It released on Steam May 2014. It was developed by INS Games and published by Plug-in Digital. You can go ahead and get Antisquad on Steam right now for $5.99. It's also available on the iOS, but this version of the game is on Steam, for the record. Now, in the game, guys, you play an A-team-esque squad of ex-military and covert spies whom take on missions other people don't want to. Guys, Antisquad is extremely reminiscent of XCOM for me, guys. And I mean that in the most positive way I can. I love XCOM and I had a lot of fun playing it. But in gameplay style, that being said, you won't be dodging from cover to cover per se. And there is a lot of key differences between this game and XCOM. And I will say, for its price, the game does come quite jam-packed, full of features, guys. It looks good, it plays well, and it is very well put together. So let's get to it, shall we? I've been playing the game for about an hour now, and I'm on only mission 2. I played the tutorial, the first mission, and I'm on this mission. So let's talk about what you're looking at right here, the user interface right here. Again, it's very simplistic, very minimalistic. Almost slightly iOS-y, basically. You basically have your character's portrait here, which displays your health, which is on the left here, which is that green bar. Your action points, which allows you to kind of move around the board. You have your abilities here on the left and right. The left abilities are ones that basically are abilities that your character will use on himself and are more buffs. And on the right, you have attack abilities like your guns and your other abilities that your gun may have, depending on the character that you're using. And there is 8 characters. They all come with their own different kinds of abilities and their own different kinds of tactics and upgrades. And we'll get into that a little bit later. Obviously, above that is my different characters' portraits. All I have to simply do is click on them to basically go to that character, and it shows me their movement radius. And their movement radius is displayed on the ground right here also, which is these little squares here. I simply click on a square. It's going to tell you how many action points it takes to get to that square. For instance, it would take 48. If I move into an area with a red dot, for instance, like this spot right here, it would take 30 movement points, or action points, and then it would allow me to attack one of these bad guys over here, which right now we're facing basically the drug cartel in this particular mission. And that's kind of the bare bones essential of how the UI works. You can also click on your enemy and get an idea of how their movement range, how far they can move, and what range they can attack in from their current position. If you move into these little dotted areas, they basically officially kind of detect you, know that you are in range to be attacked. In this particular mission, this goal, we have to, let's see, I think we click on this, hold on, let me go ahead and switch to the I think we click on this, basically my current mission right now is to basically kill everybody, because we have to kind of escape this base that we kind of broke into. And we have to basically kind of find a way to murder all of them. So let's go ahead and start doing that. And basically it's very simplistic. That's one thing I will say that I like about this game, is that in control scheme it's very simplistic, guys. You basically click on an enemy and then click on an ability you want to use. You can also right click on abilities. It'll basically tell you what each of those abilities does. For instance, this one's just a basic firing attack. We'll do about 100 points of damage. Extra damage is 100. This is a neutralization ability. Cactus shoots a dart with the toxins and reduces the enemy's action points. And basically it will reduce his action points by, I don't really know, I think it's like a 50 or so, depending on how close you are, or something to that effect, or if you critical hit or something to that effect. So we're going to blast this guy. He's dead now. And now that he's dead, I guess you could say more or less they kind of spotted where we are, and now we'll react accordingly. Also, one of the interesting things about this game is that when you kill enemies, you can kind of click on them, and then you will either get gold coins or buffs will appear on the ground, like that one right there did. So we basically used up all of his abilities. We're not going to get really in range to do anything with our character right here. We can also double click on our characters also to get an in-depth look at our characters. For instance, this is Teddy. He's a unit commander and kind of a general, all well-rounded character, and it basically displays his stats, his range, his attack, his armor, what bonuses he has and different things, basically his damage and all that good stuff, guys. And we'll talk more about the inventory a little bit later on in the video, guys. I just want to show you more of the combat. You can also do that to enemies, and it'll display more information about the enemies as well by just simply double-clicking on their portrait. And you get a really good look at their animation portrait, and I kind of like that. It's very smooth the way it transitions from character to character, and it basically displays a little bit of information about the character, their stats, etc, and etc, etc. So let's go ahead back to our character here. Now each character does have armor, which is represented by the little shield icon, and basically if the enemy were to, let's say, shoot my character here, the armor icon would shatter, and he basically would be from that point would be taking actual damage to his hit points. And the armor icon can be kind of rejuvenated in a way. Each character has different abilities that can kind of restore their armor or give them more armor bonuses. I clicked off camera there, I apologize. So I'm going to go ahead and end my turn here. And now the enemy will take their turn. Which apparently all their turn was kind of just moving forward. We'll also go ahead and collect this health upgrade and go ahead and move my sniper up. And get him into a position where he can start firing again. And each character, like I said, does have their own kind of stats and their own way of moving about things. These are kind of temporary buffs I picked up. For instance, he just got an energy bonus, which will allow him to move a little bit farther. I'm going to move him out of the way of fire, though, because well, officially my sniper is in range, I would believe. Right? Oh no, he's not quite in range yet, but he's getting there. He should be in range next round for sure. And we're just going to let my sniper kind of start picking some of them off here. Because we're going to have to fight quite a few of them, obviously. And I do say I have to like this level because it does give me a good chance to show you what the action is like here. Now, depending on which target you're facing, so if I were to, let's say, fire at this guy, it'll basically display his stuff, and as you can see, he has no armor, so I will just be doing direct damage to him if I were to hit him. But now if I double click his fat friend here, his fat friend has no armor and has a little bit more health and a little bit more hardier than, let's say, that guy. It has a little bit more harder to kill, so I'm actually going to go ahead and aim for that guy and put him down. I actually shot through his friend and killed him, which is really freaking sweet. But again, now that you can see these exclamation points have kind of appeared above their avatars, you can see they're kind of alarmed as to what's going on now. I'm going to go ahead and use neutralization there, which will basically eliminate all of his action points for that round, and move up my next character, which will be, go ahead, and each character almost has kind of like a class. For instance, what's her name here? I don't really remember her name. I think her name is, oh, it's Rose. Rose is kind of like a scout. She has a lot of action points and is kind of a faster character than anybody else. I'm going to go ahead and move her. I don't think they're going to be able to do much. I'm actually going to just wait, because now that they're alarmed, apparently, yes, these bastards can spoil our goods. Now that they're alarmed, they're kind of going to start moving forward. And they're not going to be able to do much. And that'll give me a chance to kind of line up, apparently, a really good shot and kill some of them. So I'm going to go ahead and, again, switch back to my sniper. I do say I do love my sniper. He's kind of a vicious murdering of a character. Can I hit that guy, too? Okay, he's out of my fire range. I think I can hit 3 of them in a row, though. Oh, not quite. He has armor, it would appear. So, as you can see, I think that character has armor, yes. And now that I've kind of shot him, his armor is gone. And now I'm actually going to be doing direct damage to him. But his armor absorbed some of that damage there. We'll talk about what those boxes are here in a second. So I'm going to go ahead and move my scout as character up front. And again, she's a little bit faster, a little bit quicker than everybody else. I'm going to click on that. It'll show me how many action points it's going to take to do that, because I picked up a kind of a action point kind of a modifier. It gives me more action points to spend, and now I can kind of use that to kind of murder these guys, which I'm going to go ahead and do here. He's not dead, surprisingly. I'm kind of shocked by that. And that'll be the end of her turn. We'll move him up next. I probably should have moved him up into a better position. Unfortunately, that's kind of going to be it. It's kind of put my scout in a dangerous position. But she can probably handle herself, and should be okay here. He's taking some damage. That's okay, though, because there is abilities that you can use to kind of restore your health or kind of restore your armor. And he can't shoot through his friend, which is another good... Oh, yeah, apparently he can. Why can't I shoot through my guys? That's weird. Alright, let's see what happens here. They're going to kind of start firing at us. She's in trouble officially, I think. And she can fall and die. She just did, but that's okay, because it gives me an opportunity to show you how this works when your allies kind of fall. You can kind of restore them to life by using, well, you have to use 70 points here. So I'm actually going to have to wait a turn to do that. So I'm going to go ahead and just actually waste some of these guys here. I'm going to go ahead and waste him. And then we'll go ahead and... I already blew through his armor, so we'll waste him next. He'll be dead. And we'll go ahead and attack him now that we... Basically, every time we attack somebody, we kill somebody, we do get some points back, which is another sweet thing. I think we can just freely attack this guy, right? Yes, we can. Pow! He's dead. And now I can just simply walk up, and next turn I'll revive her and bring her back to life. You can also, as I said, click on your enemies, and you can collect some coins here, and these coins actually have a point, which we'll get to in a little while. I'm going to end the turn there and get her back to life. Now she's back to life. She has only about, she got about, looks like about 10 hit points back there. I'm not really sure how many hit points she got back there. 10 hit points back total out of her 30. And I probably could have done that a little bit better. I could have used some more of my tactical abilities. Like she has like a smoke screen-esque ability, an acid flask ability, and every character has their own different kinds of abilities. You can also approach these missions different ways with different kinds of characters. For instance, I probably could have brought my kind of my chain gun character, who might have been a little bit more proficient at dealing with these kinds of situations and facing vast numbers of enemies. So we're going to go ahead and continue moving forward here. And maybe we'll actually, you know, at the rate we're going, maybe we'll get the chance to end this mission, I guess, because actually that's kind of almost all of the enemies so far. I'm going to go ahead and use one of my abilities here to restore her armor and mines. Blow through, unfortunately, all of my tactic points, but that's okay because now that she has that armor ability back, she could take a couple more shots again before she dies. I'm going to go ahead and move her again. And let's see, we can click on the enemy here, see what their range of sight is. So I'll just move her simply into this position. She should stay out of... Oh, apparently she got spotted. I'm sorry. That's okay, though, because he definitely has a shot on this guy. So he'll take him out. Or not. Well, he'll definitely drain his action points at least. And then maybe she can just go ahead and kind of move back and draw them out. That was perfect. Perfect. Now that she's kind of drawn them out, I'll basically move up my soldier here. He should be... I don't know if he's going to get the chance to attack this round, but he'll definitely get a chance to attack next round. And then he'll fire again on this guy. His armor is now gone. Basically absorbed my first shot. Now I can kind of just cleanly kill him in one shot. Click him, get my money's worth. Again, unfortunately, I'm going to take out this guy's armor. Hold on, maybe I can move. Oh, crap. Well, can you move out of the way, buddy? That would be great. Oh, perfect. Okay, he can move out of the way, and she can now move into attack range with about barely spending any points. And she could probably murder this guy, I think. Yep, there she goes. She did it. She killed him. And that basically kind of finishes off the mission. And there is, like I said, a little bit of story in this game, guys. It basically tells you what's going on from story to story. If you're interested in that kind of thing, each character basically pops up, has their own little animation. And basically, at the end of every board, it will count up how you did, your difficulty bonus, if you did it without losses, without injuries, basically, and give you a number of amount of gold. And what you could do with that gold, you can just kind of upgrade your character. So let's go ahead and click on the next mission here, even though we won't be playing the next mission, and it'll give me the chance to show you off what you can do with that gold. Now, in this game, guys, there is a shop. And matter of fact, there's multiple ways you can upgrade your character, just aside from, let's say, his equipment. You could upgrade his health for 7,500 gold, and it'll give him more health. And you can obviously upgrade that to about 12 times. If I wanted to, I could upgrade his armor for 15,000. I can upgrade his attack, his rage. I can upgrade his rage, but you get the idea. You can upgrade your character's stats in many different ways, and each character, of course, has their own stats, and each has their own strengths and weaknesses. For instance, Beckett here has 2 armor. You can have up to 4 upgrades worth of armor. Sunny here has no armor, but you can upgrade him again to have more armor, be able to take more shots, and be a little bit more effective. And you can also unlock different characters. There's a total of 8 characters again, all with their own kinds of combat styles, their own different kinds of weapons, and their own strengths and weaknesses. Some of them are kind of copies of other characters, like she's a sniper and he's a sniper, but she'll probably have her own different kinds of unique abilities that she can use in combat. And you can unlock them for, looks like about 40,000 basically for each character can unlock for about 40,000. Also, aside from upgrading stats for gold, you can also buy items for gold, guys. You can buy med kits, armored shards, bear traps. Pamphlet on basic survival tells you how to launch counterattack even if the character has run out of AP. You can also upgrade their weapons, which can have different effects. For instance, this one will, looks like, upgrade his range. I think that's what the range stat is. Let me see. Yeah, that's the range. Oh, actually, it's the attack stat. I'm sorry. That's the attack stat. So that will basically increase his damage. And you can buy that for about 6,000, and you get bigger and better weapons. For instance, I think this one... Okay, so this one actually increases his range. This one increases his damage. And each character basically has their own different kinds of weapons that do different things. You can also upgrade their armors, and it'll kind of change their appearance and allow you to kind of customize their appearance. For instance, this particular outfit, which is officially a slob, will, I think, add a little bit of a regenerative ability to the character, and also give him an extra equipment slot for him to have. This one will give him 10 hit points and an equipment slot. This one will give him 2 equipment slots. This will give him 3 equipment slots, and basically each character has their own outfits, their own upgrades that do different things. And basically, yeah, you can upgrade their equipment basically in different ways, their stats, guys. Also, there is challenges in this game, guys. And this kind of just adds a little bit more diversity to the way you play the missions, basically. You can kind of unlock these goals, which will eventually allow you to, for instance, if we had team members' special skills must be used 4 times during one mission. If we were to accomplish that, this meter basically would fill up, and we would get the chance to get like bonus gold or unlocks. I'm not 100% sure what you can unlock, but I'm going to guess primarily gold, which you can use to, again, upgrade your characters. Aside from that, if you were paying attention, you saw me pick up this box in the middle of a mission. You can basically find random loot in these boxes. Now, all the boxes have, some of the boxes have different requirements for opening them. Some of them actually you might have to pay gold to open. Some of them you might have to use, if you buy the iOS version, crystals to open. But for these carton boxes, they're just simply just open them up and we'll see what we can get. Basically, it's kind of random chance. And it looks like we got some cash, 2,000 gold, which is a good find. Open the next one. Again, we got looks like an armor shard. Restores 1 unit, 1 piece of armor, basically. You can use that in the middle of combat and restore some armor, basically, to our characters. Another thing I like about this game, guys, is if you go ahead and hit missions, you can, of course, bring any character you want into the mission, guys. Any combination of characters, which is another really sweet aspect. Basically, allowing a lot of replayability there. You basically bringing different characters, using different tactics. Like I said, that last mission, I probably could have used my guy who has a chain gun. It has a lot more of a better burst attack ability and hit several targets, whereas she's more of a recon scout character and is good for larger boards than, let's say, taking on huge groups of enemies. Another thing I like about this game, guys, is it has quite a bit of replayability value to it all. If you were to beat the board on normal, it would unlock the hard mode. If you beat it on hard mode, it unlocks the hell difficulty, and the rewards get bigger and better and greater. Or I guess you can just click on it. But as you can imagine, the enemies get tougher. There's a lot more of them. There's a lot more aggressive, and they play a lot more smarter. And you can also add apparently kind of a challenge mode thing where you can just take in 1 or 2 squad members and make it more challenging for yourself if you wanted to do that kind of thing. even though I imagine that would get quite difficult. And you can also click on here and see what challenges. This is what I was talking to you guys about. As you fill this meter up, you'll get access to more gold here as you complete more and more of the challenges through the game. And the game does feature a tutorial mode, guys, and I suggest you to play that tutorial for sure, as it does a really good job of explaining what the game and all of its functions are like, guys. Sound-wise, music-wise, I think the game is fairly comparable. It's alright, it's not bad. I think there's a lot to play with here, guys. Of course, you have your Steamy goodness, leaderboards, Steam achievements, Steam trading cards. Guys, if you enjoy tactical-based games or are a little tired of XCOM and want to try something new and fresh, Antisquad will not let you down. It may not have all the complexities, though, of XCOM, like base building, unit management, and that cover-to-cover style of combat, but it's still quite fun, has quite a bit of customization and many different boards to play on, guys. It looks like there's about 15 missions total for you to play with here, with varying difficulties and challenges, guys, and it has quite a bit of replay value as well. I enjoy that you can get this game also on the iPhone, but I feel I should mention that buyer beware, because that version of the game does feature microtransactions, and I know that some people don't like those things. So I would highly suggest getting this game on Steam for sure, guys. Big thanks to the developer for a chance to review this game. Thank you for watching. Remember to subscribe, and I'll keep bringing you awesome indie games, guys. Till next time, play more indie games.